Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee maintained its benchmark rate at 11.5%. All other parameters remained constant. Asymmetric corridor plus 100 minus 700 basis points. Cash reserve ratio at 27.5. Liquidity at 30%. Central Bank of Nigeria has ended FX sales to BDCs as part of a tweak to its FX policy. Taking a look at some of those, there it is. USD sales are halted. Stop processing of BDC licenses. Going to increase FX allocations to banks. Banks are mandated to sell FX to customers with documentation. And there's a whistleblower hotline for banks that don't comply. Joining us to discuss further is Arise business analyst Chika Onbono. Chika, good morning, sir. You're very welcome.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you so much for joining us. What do you make of the MPC and this big news? So
yesterday I saw in the air, literally screaming, when CBN announced.
Okay, 3 o'clock yesterday.
3 o'clock yesterday announced the new policy on BDCs. Bureau de changes. The thing is that for good purpose, the BDCs were set up to assist in the retail end of the foreign exchange market. Basically, for individuals and small businesses that demand things for up to $5,000 and maybe below.
Right.
And CBN was funding the market. By the way, our Central Bank Nigeria is actually the only central bank in the world that funds Bureau de changes.
Right.
And for our viewers, let me just dimension the issues. What's at stake. The truth is the fact that there are from about 74 BDCs in the early 2000s. Into about 2010, it came to about 2,000 BDCs. Now there are about 5,500 BDCs with about more than 5,000 licenses in process, waiting approval. And they're supposed to buy dollars, $30 from central bank. This for now at 400. Add 1 or 2 naira on top of it, and sell to, individuals.
Yeah. With
proper documentation, your tickets, your medical things and all, documents and everything, and simple as that. What we have seen so far is they collect this dollars from central bank at $400, 400 naira to $1, and the next day they literally sell it, or next hour, the taker's already waiting for them, and they sell it at 500 naira. So you will find people are making margins of 100 naira each.
Yes.
So you had 5,500 people or business individuals who were getting this allocation of $20,000 per week, which comes about $110 million a week. So in a week,
that's a spread.
The spread is about, even if it's 80 naira, you have subsidy of 8.8 billion.
Right.
5,500 individuals who are just sucking away 8.8 billion. Meanwhile, the FX was supposed to be bought at 400, sold at 401, 402, but they sell it at that. That's what's been happening.
Yeah.
The APCON, the Association of Bureau de Change in Nigeria, cannot deny that. They are supposed to have proper documentation, but they create documents to enable them, seemingly comply with this. And of course, CBN is supposed to periodically go and monitor and audit and whatever, but 5,500 BDCs, some of them in the briefcase. So it became the honeypot.
Yes.
For people who could get licenses from central bank.
Yes.
I don't want to mention it. It cuts across everybody. Yes. Everybody had influence, had a Bureau de change in Nigeria, and some people had up to 10, 12 licenses. So they had a Bureau de change of making 1.6 million minimum a week for no work done. And so this is the Commonwealth that people were appropriating.
Yes.
So CBN had to do something about that, in addition to other things that were happening.
What do you make of the $200 million release to banks to try to quell FX speculation?
So the issue now is that this has been taken away from the Bureau de changes and moved to the banks.
Okay.
Now, the way I see it is you have a funnel that's this wide, Bureau de changes, and then you're trying to put the water into a smaller funnel now.
Right.
There'll be constriction. And I want CBN to understand that when, apart from the volume of supply, when you receive channel of supply, it can also cause challenges in the market. So as I identify with the move, I also need central bank to look at the structure the banks have and the processes the banks will use to make sure that these individuals who need this money actually are dispensed and treated quickly. You work in and work out, special decks for it, and stuff like that. And then make sure that the problem that CBN, the subsidy that CBN was running away from with the BDCs,
yes,
or the 8.8 billion literally a week, is not transferred to the banks. So that the banks don't suddenly start round-tripping the foreign currency that they get from Central Bank. And CBN must come very hard on infractions by banks, by individuals in banks, to set examples to people, to make sure that the citizens of the country profit from this Commonwealth. But at the end of the day, as I told you in this program,
yes,
when you have a scarce resource, the allocation mechanism, no allocation mechanism can actually be fair.
Right.
The challenge we have here is that our FX source is only still oil.
Right.
1.5 million barrels a day, as in fact $70 a barrel a day, for 200 million people. It's poetry.
Right.
So we need to quickly expand our FX earning. The non-oil export people are suffering. They're complaining bitterly about the limitations to their work. I think the government, central bank, everybody must look into that and make sure that more people are encouraged to export products to earn foreign currency for our country. Reduce the dependency on oil. It's still about 90% for FX supply. And that's that. So the whole problem rises on the fact that what? Supply is what? Limited. That's what it is.
Thank you so much for that, Chika. Very illustrative and in-depth description there. What's your take on the capital importation numbers?
Well, I mean, when you can't, you don't read for the exam, you don't pass the exam. I remember when I was in the accountancy exam, it's very jealous. You go there and look. If you didn't read, you see your name in the number in the pass list. There are things required for capital. Capital is very jealous.
Yes.
It goes to where is encouraged.
Yes.
You and me are here, and Ghana was opening all the motor companies, Toyota, Hyundai, all of them are opening their plants there. They're going to bring, foreign direct investment into the country.
Yes.
What have we had here? Nothing has come into our country for some time now. Nothing major, no major investment. So it's not surprising that we have that kind of result. Again, it goes to the root of the fact that if these monies were coming, they also move to the impact the FX supply.
It's connected to the
FX supply.
Right.
Yeah, so one of the fundamental problems we have in our country, the discouragement of foreign direct investment. The atmosphere is not right. Will you go and put the only news you read about Nigeria is what now? Security, insecurity, kidnapping. This one, those are bad news. So people who are sitting in investment rooms in Paris or New York or whatever, Nigeria is a no-go area. So you find serious investors will not even consider here. And so those are the fundamental issues. And I believe that the fiscal side, the government side must understand this. And there are limitations to what CBN, people don't understand.
Thank you. I was about to ask you that.
People don't understand the role of central banks sometimes. There are limitations to the role of the impact of monetary policies. Even this central bank, in this program I call them different names. Minister for Finance, whatever. They have exceeded their mandate.
Yeah.
Because the lacuna, there's a gap, the head is there on what to be done. And they're just getting there, just so that something can be done to help the economy of our country. And that is that. So it's just fundamental that some things have to be done to ensure that the economy, is in the right footing.
All right, business analyst Chika Mbono. Chika, as always, thank you so much for taking us through those headlines. Appreciate your insights.
You.
You're watching the Global Business Report here on the Rise News.